It's your girl Kai, and I am back with another video. Hey man, hey, how y'all feeling? How y'all doing? How y'all moving, shaking, and grooving? Today's gonna be a quick little video, as you can tell. I have a topic that I want to talk about right now. Today's July 1st. Keep that in mind. Day 1 of July. Day 1 of my birthday month. So let's give it up for the birthday girl. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna be doing today, I have a topic. Let me actually remember what it was. It was boom. The topic of today's video is you have all that you need. What a beautiful sentiment. That you have all that you need. Whatever resources you feel like you need, whatever networking that you feel like you need in order to accomplish your goals and your dreams, you already have it. And I know it sounds crazy even saying it, right? It sounds insane to be thinking that I have all the resources that I need to push forward in my dream, in my goal, in my desire, in my reality. But it is true. And it's true because the biggest obstacle that we have is ourselves, our perception, our mentality, our emotions, our thought processes, our trauma. There's so many things that are us that are in our way. And even think about it like that, like if we are our biggest obstacle, if we ourselves are the ones in the way of getting in the way of our own dreams, therefore we are also the source of our substance. We are the source of what we were talking about before, all that we need. So the reason why I believe this to be true is I see it in my own life. If you guys have followed me from earlier, I noticed we got a few new subscribers. Just a couple, but hey, I appreciate you. From some early videos from just this year, I have been going through this huge transformation, this huge transitioning, and I at one point was working at Walgreens. Walgreens was down the street from me. At that time, I did not have a car, and so it was something that was very convenient for me. It was a job that was paying me the most that I had ever been paid in the state that I live in. I've only been here for like 2 years, but it was paying, pretty good. And I was so afraid to leave, but I knew I needed to leave because once things start to change in your environment, in a it it could either be a call for you to adapt and grow or to leave and let go. And after adapting and growing in that environment, the issues still remained. So it was just I can't even get too deep on, oh yeah, I just, but I truly just felt like I knew I've done all that I can to try to be here. Um, I've even gone to the lengths of trying to minimize myself um, so that this could work out. Like the boss, we had a new manager come in. Let me just tell you, we had a new manager come in. About 4'11" Hispanic guy who spoke no Spanish. So you already know how that is. He was about 40 years old. He had a bald patch in the middle of his head. I think he was over 40. He had multiple kids, a wife, and he was extremely Christian. So all of that, right? Yeah, and he was new to the state. He didn't live there. My bad. I think I bumped into y'all. He's not from this state. He was assigned here because his job is to go around to different stores and basically enhance the environment. So now he has also responsibility that feeds his ego. So yeah, we were dealing with that. He also apparently had an anger problem because he's gone off, like yelling, raising voice, saying you better watch yourself to multiple people in the store. Mind you, I would say 2 people. I'm tripping. 3 people actually, and all 3 of those people were African American women, including myself. Um, so yeah, I knew that after I adapted and I grew, after, I continued to be the employee that I was, putting in the work, um, just being that employee, okay, there's something else that needs to come out of this. Boom, I realized I need to leave. But I couldn't. I couldn't go. I couldn't give it up because, like I said earlier, it was convenient. It was right down the road. At that time, I didn't have a car, and it was paying me the most that I had ever been paid in this state since I've been living here. But from that place of fear, I was being taught to trust. I was being taught to believe, to have faith. I had always been that person where I don't like to be happy or excited about things because nothing ever works out. Like it's not going to work out. There's always one thing. You get happy about something and then boom, you get disappointed. That was the story of my life, written in stone for a long, long time. And I think what I I I think because I don't like going into anything blindly, there were multiple situations that continued to come up that were pushing me to believe, to have some sort of belief, to have some sort of faith. When without me even knowing it, I came to a point where I realized that my faith has to be more than my fear. Because if I continue to stay in this place, even though I could jeopardize, I could jeopardize this income by moving somewhere else, or but jeopardizing my income would be also jeopardizing my emotional stability, my mental stability, my self-worth, my perception of life. Like, it would be ruining way more things than I'm afraid that it would really ruin. If it, so I ended up getting a job offer. And this is once I got to that point of like, okay, yeah, I might have to leave here. Like, this may not be the job for me after all. I ended up getting a job offer. It was for a 12-hour shift, weekends. And at the time I was like, nah, I'm not trying to do no weekends, overnight. First of all, overnight, period. Second of all, Sundays, I don't work Sundays. You know what I'm saying? I used to, when I was deep into Christianity, that was a thing for me. I just do not work Sundays. Once I got out of the religion of Christianity, I, didn't really, I tried to keep it up, but I couldn't be myself and still claim that I was going to church, so I need Sundays off. So I just didn't even want to lie like that. So I started working Sundays again. But once I started wanting to prioritize my rest, I was like, you know what? No, I need to take my Sundays off like I did. I'm not working myself to the bone for y'all motherfuckers. I'm not, because as soon as I work myself to the bone and I have no more bone left because I didn't saw through that bone, because I'm trying to give y'all everything that I have and provide for myself and have a life and provide for my family, put in energy, all these other places, y'all gonna replace me. So came to that point, got this job offer. The job offer was cool though. It's crazy. The it's just so crazy. So there was a con, working overnights, working weekends, but there was also a pro. The pro was, this is working with children. This is something that I've done throughout most of my life. I was working with children, whether it was in a church setting, whether I was working at different schools as lead teachers. I was always working with children, and I love working with children. So it just seemed like it was along my path, but I was so afraid that if I left Walgreens, I would be on my ass. So what did I do? I stayed. I stayed for months, months on months on months, until one day I woke up and I said, you know what? I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to do this anymore. There was this lady who came into my job. Those people that come in, I don't know, if you worked retail, if you worked at any type of like retail store grocery store or anything like that, you know, there's vendors that come in, third party situations, and they restock like the gift cards or the magazines or the books and stuff like that. A lady had came in and she was stocking the stuff, whatever. And they do this all the time. I had been at that job for almost a year at this point, so I've seen them multiple times. But this one day I decided to ask her, how do you do it? Like, what company do you work with? Because I'm trying to get out of this now, faggot. What company do you work with? And she put me on. And I just love, and this is what I'm saying, you have the resources, you have the networking, you have the capability, you have everything you need to make your future happen. Because I didn't like nobody sought me out to give me this information. Nobody sought me out to provide me with a new job. No one sought me out to do these things. This all came from me stepping up and stepping out and making that stuff happen. So went up to her, asked her, she put me on smooth. I mean, she put me on with the company, told me how to get signed up, gave me little tips and tricks, like, and did this even with the notion or the thought, maybe she didn't think this, but that this girl could be taking money out of my pocket if I get her connected. This is my world. Y'all are just living in it. She put me on smooth. So I started, working with the company, made over $1,000 in like my first 3 weeks. Put me on smooth. So now I'm like, woke up one day, I don't have to work here. And then the company, you on your own. You don't got to worry about no boss over you, people telling you what to do. Like, you don't have to worry about none of that. So I said, you know what? Let me see if this other job is still available. It could not be. I could have waited months and ruined the opportunity to be stepping on a path that's along with my purpose, apparently. So woke up that day, ended up going to work, talked to the lady who referred me to this job. Not the magazine lady. This was a coworker. She has a friend that is executive director in this company. And so she was asking, do you know anybody? And then my coworker had, told her about me, referred me. So I got in contact with the girl, with the lady, the woman at my job, asked her. She was like, I don't know. I haven't talked to her about it in a while. Let me hit her up. But she does take a while to text back. So I may not hear from her for a while. Boom. Okay, perfect. So she hits her up. Boom. Got an answer. Yes, the position is still available. Months later. I'm talking about I probably heard about this in like December. And I didn't hop on the opportunity until like May. You have everything that you need because this world is orchestrated by you. Your experiences are created and crafted by you. That's why you cannot blame anybody or any situation for how your life turns out. Your perception, your opinion, your desire, your lack of desire, your neutrality, your viewpoint on love and joy and justice and peace, all those things shape your reality. Your belief in yourself, your vision, all that stuff creates this external world around you. So let me say this as well, because I was about to end the video, but I think we need to see that it was beneficial in some way. Hold on, let me get my tea. So, I went to the job. I got the interview, applied, got the interview, went to the job. Actually, I didn't even apply first. I got an interview. After the interview, she's like, she was like, I'm going to hire you. What do you mean you're going to hire me? I haven't even put in the application. This is my first interview. You're gonna hire me? Okay. And I'm just like, so they could be hiring me. You know how that doubt creep in. You don't want to give yourself no credit. I'm like, she could be trying to hire me because, they really need somebody. Like, it's not so much about me, it's about what they need. And I'm like, well, even if it's about what they need, she's willing to put faith in me to be able to fill that need. What is so bad about that? Anyway, so yeah. And then after I left that job, got a new job, was working with this other company as a independent contractor. Um, I was able to minimize my schedule by 50%. I was in school, going to school from 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. to 9:45 p.m., Monday through Thursday. On top of that, I was also going to work like 3-4 days out of the week, if not more. I was tired. I was irritated. I felt I felt used up. I felt unappreciated. I felt fed up. Girl, you would think Harley Davidson himself was outside. Anyways, with this new opportunity, the first company I was telling you guys about, I no longer have to really work that. At this job, I work mainly on the weekends, overnight. I don't be outside anyway. I'm too damn grown to be outside consistently like that. So I work on the weekends mainly, and I make way more money than I did when I was working 3, 4, sometimes 5 days a week. And this is not to brag. This is faith. You have everything that you need. We cannot wait for people to come and tell us what to do. We cannot wait for people to come and give us the blueprint. Sometimes we have to just put ourselves out there and allow for things to align. And even from that, right? I ended up getting a car. I've been able to maintain my car payments, full coverage insurance because it's required. Trust me, I probably would have rode around without insurance a couple months just for the because. Um, I mean, my bills, everything is paid. Like, take that leap of faith. Don't do anything blindly though. And I don't know what leap of faith that you feel like you need to take. My advice would be to sit down, get you a journal, a notebook, diary, whatever you want to call it, a computer, laptop, whatever, and reflect. Ask yourself questions. Get into your own head. Um, the level of consciousness, it gives this great theory. Think about thinking. So when you have a thought, ponder on that thought with questions. So if I say, I don't feel comfortable when Sam comes over. Well, why do you not feel comfortable when Sam comes over? I don't know. It's just when I see Sam, I get really wound up and anxious. Has Sam ever done anything to you to make you feel wound up and anxious? Is this a trigger from Sam? Or do you think it's something that's rooted? Ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions. Get down to the bottom of it. Because there's so many times that we can be torn between what we want to do, what we feel like we should do, and what other people are telling us to do. And each one of those categories can have a plethora of options. Choose. 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 And if you're so afraid to choose right, take the advice. Ask yourself. This is not me telling you what to do. You're, at the end of the day, telling yourself what to do. I'm just telling you how to figure it out. Ask yourself questions. Be your biggest listener. Try to observe without judging what comes up. Write it down. Don't lean to one thing. Don't lean to another thing. Just let it be and see what you come up with. All right, y'all. It's your girl Kai. This is supposed to be a very short video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely, I want to say thank you so much for all of my subscribers. I think we're at, 127, which is like, girl, we bragging over 100 subscribers. But yes, because that's 100 people that decided to click the red subscribe button. I keep hitting y'all in y'all head. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can even hear it, but I was hitting the microphone. But anyway, it's 100 people that decided to click the red subscribe button and keep up with your girl, because y'all thought it was something going on in my head that was coming out of my mouth that you could resonate with. And I respect that. I truly do respect that. Yeah. Peace.